get a session of War of the Realms with all these amazing, lovely people. Oh, look at them all. So excited you decided to join us today. We won't be taking up much of your time, and we'll jump right into things where we last left off. But a little bit of housekeeping at the start of our session today. Just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to Alec the Bard. For those of you who may not see them on the stream today, unfortunately, Alec had some things come up and they won't be able to continue their little guest arc from here on out. But we wish Alec all the best and can't thank him enough for the time that they gave us for our fun little story over here. So have a great time with your creative endeavors there, Alec. We miss you. We love you. Thank you for all the contribution that you gave to the channel. But moving right along, everybody, Captain Thorn Reed is still here from where we last left off, so I'll be taking over that stat block for the time being. But yeah, all right. Well, that's kind of all I had to say to start. So without further ado, everyone, like we do to start every stream, grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite sets of dice, and let's dive into tonight's session of War of the Realms. So, last we left off, the party having, after a night's long rest. That's right. That's words you say. After a long rest, making their way towards Zorzula's rest, where they found out the hideout of these particularly nasty little magic-imbued goblins that have been causing troubles in Crystalbrook Village. Found out where they are hiding out in the side of this mountainside nearby, but not before they came across a very peculiar merchant shop that took the form of a massive, long, slithering cobra-like snake that they saw nearby on their way to the mountainside, operated by an eclectic gang of kobolds led by a humanoid crocodile in a three-piece suit with a big old cigar stogie. You were very interested into what this crocodile had to say and what they had to sell. And so a few back and forths were had. Some deals were made, that in the form of exchanging some trinkets and items in place of maybe doing a little bit of a side job for them, gathering some more resources in a nearby crystal cave that they couldn't get to. And also in exchange for maybe making you some cool stuff, perhaps? We'll see. I kind of left that on the back burner to go to your main quest, which is to find out why these goblins are terrorizing Crystalbrook Village, why they're causing all this chaos, with your current goblin companion Blob, -1 Zeke RIP. But when your last few talks with Blob, having your newly found goblin guide to take you to Zorzula's rest, you were ambushed by a bunch of these goblins who were trying to take back one of their obelisk shards that you have obtained during your travels so far. Zeke, unfortunately, paid the ultimate price during one of the fights and is no longer with you, but you have not told Blob this. Sort of a discourse in the group as to whether to tell him that Zeke died during the fight or not, but I think it was Torben that was just like, he's just not here. He's gone back to the HQ. Like, don't worry about it. Everything's fine and dandy. So Blob, traveling with you unawares, very much looking forward to the reunion of his friend Zeke, went with you towards Zorzula's rest, and after dealing with the Cobra merchants, you eventually found your way there. The topography of the environment changed to a much more sulfuric one, that Zorzula's rest was on top of some sort of volcanic movement of some sorts, with geysers springing out from the rocky terrain, changing from a light brown and gray to a more blackened ash and rock. As you approached the entryway to Zorzula's rest, there were two goblins kind of keeping guard at the top. You did see that there were probably some other ways to get inside of Zorzula's rest, maybe trying to be undetected, but you thought, just go forward straight through the front door. We got Blob here. We convincing him to tell the other goblins that you are actually followers of Blob and who are eager to join the goblins the goblins works here for whatever they're doing on Zorzula's Rest, looking after these strange onyx shards, these obelisk shards here. So as you rocked up, Blob did ask the guards if Zeke was inside, which they responded, "We haven't seen Zeke, actually. We're not really sure if he's here or not," which Blob looked at you all a little suspiciously, but we'll deal with that later. As you walked into Zorzula's Rest and these massive doors opened up to you, you were privy to a massive or giant mess hall with big tables and lots of food being eaten by many, many more goblins with tiny green eyes. And you've dealt with these guys a few in shorter amounts, and now this Zorzula's Rest seemingly has a ton more in front of you. But coming in as friendlies, no one seemed egregious to you or anything. But as that mound of goblins all eating together opened up to you, a bunch of beady green eyes looked up in your direction. And that was where we left off. So we're going to pick up right from there, everybody. So if we go to the Roll20 maps over here, as the party is kind of looking through the double doors here, as the light from outside envelops inside this mess hall, and all these goblins are chowing down on various food, talking to one another. They all kind of stop in the tracks, and these various green eyes just kind of look at you, almost reflecting off the light like cat's eyes. My friends, as this image opens up to you, what would you all like to do?
Well, Clara cast locate object.
That's right.
You said you wouldn't forget.
I totally did for a second. But yes, the most important part, of course, how could anyone forget? The cliffhanger of Clara casting locate object to try to find a similar or duplicate item of the obelisk shard that's in their possession. So Clara, as you kind of made that impulse come off your body, that almost like radar signal goes out into the location, nothing pings back to you, unfortunately. You don't feel any reverberation. You don't feel any magnetic pull that kind of signals that another one of these is currently in here.
Okay, and the rest of my party, we had kind of picked up Blob, if I remember correctly. A couple of us kind of picked him up to like carry him in.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that at least a couple other people are within 20 feet of me right now. Okay, so
like inside or
my party.
Like all your party are all within 20 feet of you, for sure.
Okay, so I would say that probably Torben. I'm trying to think. Torben, Hermitha, and probably the captain would all hear in their heads. Huh? So, I don't think there's another one of these here. Just so you know, this is the only one. We don't have another one, okay?
I try to hold my reaction in.
Captain Reed Thorne, you just see a couple like wide eyes, like almost like someone had headphones in the ears that just are turned on all of a sudden, like just a little bit of a flinch, and looking over at you, and just kind of keeps her composure, just kind of nods over to you. But yeah, message definitely received.
Hermitha is standing, looking at you all, trying their best to keep it, just composed. Till I've never really done this before.
So we're looking for the unicorn man or thing.
Is that what Torben says out loud?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
That was out of character.
I was like, because Hermitha's ready to repeat whatever y'all are about to say. Just fair warning.
I'll just, are we inside or just like walking in?
Right now, you're just walking in. You kind of had Blob over your shoulders, like, we're his followers. Yay, celebrate Blob. So before you walk in, this is your chance to see where you want to go, who wants to go in first, kind of do any last minute plans.
Does anyone want to clock what the goblins are like react to us as we come in? And see if they're hostile or whatnot.
Yeah, does anybody like turn in our direction? Are they surprised to see us?
Yeah, so like we mentioned before, when the doors kind of open, the light kind of comes into the interior. You just all of a sudden see a bunch of beady green eyes just kind of look over at you and just kind of cock their head a little bit. They see Blob and it's like, no, no, it's not, I don't know. And they're not like mad about it. They don't seem indifferent to it. They're just kind of a bunch of them are just like eating food, various like old school plates and eating utensils. And some of them are like, some of them look up, some of them don't. But they just seem happy to see Blob. And yeah.
Is there anybody that looks to be of a like, is there any seniority? Like anybody that's sitting on like maybe a dais that's maybe in charge? Anything signaling rank?
Rank. There are some that are a bit bulkier than others. There's some that are wearing garbs that are a bit more layered than others. With let me just see here. Yeah, so these guys here. There's one here. We'll just put a little red dot on him. Seems to be just kind of directing traffic a little bit, like coming up to people like, and just like taking empty plates away and being like, all right, we got a few more minutes before we gotta get back to it, and just kind of like shouting out little orders here and there. But for the most part, this looks like just a normal mess hall, like everyone coming here to eat, chat, hang out. Not much of a work area or anything.
So,
oh, go ahead.
Hermitha is trying to also like, be polite, but also if it's just disgusting in here, can't hold her face. So she's just looking at the mess tables, I'm guessing, or pits, piles, and it's just like, ugh. Like audibly, just ugh.
Oh, Torben will just whisper to Blob. Hey, Blob, why don't you take us over to that ranking officer over there and see if he can point us in the direction of the unicorn?
Yeah, the chosen one. Yeah, you wanna go see him?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Well, let's run then. Come on.
And they just like puts them down as you all start to enter into over here. You all should be able to control your minis, your tokens and such, so you can kind of look around the room here, put them where you would like. As you see Blob kind of make his way over to the sort of goblin in charge. I'll kind of go over the descriptor of the room here from our last session. So as you enter into this mess hall, you saw blue-tinted lava flows with geometric carvings that run along the wall's top edges, bathing the room in eerie light. 3 rectangular stone tables stretched the length of the room along with several sets of stone benches. A handful of goblins sat at these tables, shoveling gritty white porridge into their mouths. On one side of the room, a window provides a view of the outpost kitchen, which is right over here. Right about in here, you can see that there's a bit of a window that goes into a kitchen area. But looking over here, just Tank, you're kind of coming in a bit. You can see that a hallway kind of goes off to the right over here, and a hallway that kind of goes off to the left. But you'd have to probably go around that corner a little bit to see what was behind there.
Or in the kitchen, do I see anything within grabbing distance?
Make a perception check.
16.
16. So as you see Blob kind of come down to talk with the superior, everyone's kind of taking the lay of the land in a bit. You kind of go into that window, you kind of look around.
Specifically, a bag of flour.
Bag of flour. Okay.
But if there's something else,
So there is a few things that you do actually see in here. So going in here, you see a bunch of random discarded items. Nothing that's been taken very good care of. Over here, you do see a couple bags of random ingredients, and there is flour inside there. You would have to go into the kitchen to grab it, though. You can't reach it by the window. It's just a bit far from your reach. But inside the kitchen, you do spot this weird furry creature of sorts that pretty much looks like the equivalent of a giant badger.
Huh.
You see strips of unidentified like dry meats and herbs that kind of dangle from the ceiling of the kitchen. You can see a squat iron stove that stands to the side. You can see like waves of heat coming from smoldering coves, various
no.
burlap sacks and things like that.
Does this look like a smart badger or a badger?
Hard to say. You just see that this hulking badger is kind of burrowing its face kind of into the sack of food, like looks like it's looking for snacks.
Okay.
And then it kind of like as its face is kind of.
I will grab a small ration and throw it in the far corner.
Okay.
And I'll kind of nudge Clara, because she's loud, to just kind of start talking to everyone.
So as we're walking over to this chosen one, Clara gets the nudge from Torben, and again, Torben, you hear in your mind, okay, I got this, and she bows super low to the chosen one, like beak to the ground. Dear sir, we are here on behalf of our wonderful blob to learn more about your religion group. We're just so keen to know about this unicorn man and these pretty orbs that Blob found.
Kind of looks at you. Blob's kind of like finishing a conversation. You come over there.
You want to join the pals?
Well, we'd like some more information first, because we don't really know what it is that we're joining. But it sounds like you guys are pretty powerful, and that you get your powers from a unicorn man or something.
No, not really. The voices, the gods, talk directly, and then he is able to bestow us with the connection to this great and powerful energy that none of us have ever seen before.
I've never seen anything either.
Is that what?
I've never seen anything like it either. Sorry for interrupting. I was just excited.
We get the shards, they give us the energy, and it all comes from the great beyond.
You said it comes from gods?
Yeah.
What kind of gods?
While we're just enamored in conversation, I'm gonna go for the bag of flour.
Okay. So going into the kitchen itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was the entrance right where it was, or is it down here?
So it'd be down where I put you there. So that's
it's just a window. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a window. That's why like getting in there, like your arm can only go so far.
Okay.
But you have to go into the actual kitchen itself.
All right. I'll just nonchalantly go that way.
Okay. Do you want to try to do it stealthily or just let everyone see you go in there?
I'll be stealthy.
All right. Sweet. Roll a stealth check.
That is 7. No, 9.
9. Okay.
I'm kind of big, I suppose.
Where's I roll a 6? Rolled a 6. So yeah, everyone's just kind of enamored in conversation. People are looking over at, these new additions to the cause that never would have thought would join, or there's just new people coming into their space. So everyone's pretty enamored with them, the conversation that Clara's having. So you're able to just kind of
Just pretending that I'm like looking at the runes and
just kind of exploring a little bit.
Yeah.
So you go into the kitchen and you see this massive badger that is kind of chained up in the kitchen here, but doesn't look malnourished, doesn't look mistreated. Just looks like a pet.
Cool. I'll reach for a little strip of dried meat first and see what its reaction is.
Okay, yeah. So you go in there and just kind of not really sure how the animal's going to react to you, and just pick up a little bit of dried meat and just seems like hungry,
I'll
just
toss
like
it to
any
him.
pet would be.
Yeah,
Toss
I'll
it?
Yeah. And I'll go for the flour next.
Sweet, yeah. Go in there, pick up. Just like there's not much of it left over. Like you saw
I just need like a small bag full. I'm not like baking a bunch of loaves of bread.
Yeah, sure. You're able to get like a couple handfuls of it. You can just get like little something around, like a container of some sort, to kind of scoop it up, put it in your side bag a little bit. Some of the residue kind of falls down a little bit as you kind of take some away. That just kind of looks at you, just kind of interested, but not like hostile or angry or anything.
I'll just walk over and scratch its head.
Just kind of leans into it. You can see that it's wearing a collar and has like a little bit of a name tag on it.
What's the name tag say?
The name tag says do you read Goblin?
No.
So it has like a cruelly made, kind of like awkwardly tilted name tag with like words kind of etched in there in Goblin. So unfortunately, you can't read it.
I'll just say sit.
Make an animal handling check. At advantage because you gave it some good old meat.
That is 15.
15. Yeah, you just kind of looks at you and goes, sit. Goes, just this big old round butt just sits off. 2 little tuft feet just kind of lift up in the air. 2 feet kind of down here.
So when you say big badger, is it like scale, like bigger than me? Sort of thing?
It's a giant badger. Like you're looking at the equivalent of like a medium-sized bear.
Okay. Medium-sized bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, not like a grizzly bear, but it is giant. It's big.
Okay, so it's probably like up to my chest-ish.
Yeah.
Cool. I will give it some more pets and hand it some more meat and just say, I think I made a new friend.
So as Torben's going in there stealing flour and making friends with giant badgers, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm trying to teach the goblins how to use utensils, but they don't have any. So it's difficult. And I watch as one takes its hands and tries to make a spoon instead of putting the bowl directly to its face. I say, no, not that way. Wait, hold on. Does anyone have a spoon? And I'm just looking around at their tables awkwardly, but I catch sight of Torben and this beast. And I just kind of lean and I say, Tobin, you okay in there?
Yeah, this is a wonderful big badger friend.
Oh, quite nice. And I try to see what kind of animal this is, if we can do a check on it for myself.
Yeah. No real check required. It is literally a giant badger.
Badger. Okay.
It
And,
is big, sort of bear, almost like it's a medium beast. So like I said, like it's not like a grizzly bear height, but it's like fairly large. Sort of white face with like black smoky parts for eyes, and has kind of like a white stripe going down the back, mostly black in the bulbous belly. As Torben like gives a scratch on the side of the head, it kind of leans into it, and as you're talking, goes it just leans on its back and reveals its belly for more scritches.
I'll make
Oh.
the most of this and just scratch away and let him
I
know
wonder
that
what
we're
its
friends.
name is. Must be Stripes. Name must be Stripes.
His name is Bessie.
Bess.
Bessie?
It's Bessie.
Oh, Bessie. Hello, Bessie. And I'll just wave from the door because I don't want to touch it, but it's adorable. And that's what I'm doing.
I don't think I want to. Yeah, well, I won't do that. I'll make my way out and just kind of give Claire a little nudge again.
In your brain, you hear, "What's up, buddy?" As she's like still talking about like joining this cause.
I'll just kind of motion to the badger and give a little thumbs up discreetly.
You know, you can talk back to me too. You and Hermitha.
Oh.
Hi, Hermitha, and hi, Thorn. You can all talk to me in your brain for a little bit now.
So that's a friendly badger that may or may not like us, but
Ooh.
could be useful.
We need to
So
get them to show us more of the space.
Yes.
yeah. So, sir,
Yeah.
can we find out more about these gods before we decide to join? Like, would the unicorn man be willing to tell us, or like, do you have a church here where we could just kind of see how it works?
Yeah, down below. Down below is where Rexipede does most of his teachings and meditation. And Indigo Sanctum.
Yeah. Can we go?
Make me a persuasion check. While this is going on, Lewin and Arala, what's your take of what's going on? How are you looking at all this?
I think as we're entering, Loon's just kind of taking note of how many goblins are in here and what their armaments kind of look like, and starts to kind of build situations in his head about if this is to go wrong, where are my allies right now? What can happen? So, what do the goblins look like? They're in pretty casual wear right now, or are they kind of on just like a break from a shift of guarding?
Yeah, no, they're all wearing those very similar sort of like leather hide adornments that you've been seeing so far. They're not like they don't have like armor breastplates or like gauntlets or anything. This, for all intents and purposes, just looks like an abandoned mine, and they're all just gathered here. They're all just hanging out. They're not seeming like sinister or like I can't wait till we blow up the world. Like they're all just like having casual conversations to each other. Like as you're walking through the mess hall, I just hear like little strange little stories that they tell each other. Like,
I tried soap for the first time yesterday. That's crazy. That stuff actually works. It's fucking insane.
then just like stuff like that, like various tales on their travels of going through this part of the Arcane Dominion, through the orders that they've been given through Ruxithid over to them.
I think Lewin's gonna kind of crouch down where kind of the mass of goblins are, wherever the most is in that corner. And I think I'll start to weave some tales of Blob's own achievements throughout the course of our journey, and kind of start to speak of how highly and how courageous and brave he was back when he showed us how powerful he is, and not even using the height of his power, his martial prowess as a fighter, just absolutely impressed and was just kind of just hyping him up to the rest of these goblins here.
Damn.
I'm just gonna be backing him up. I'm just gonna be like behind
Me
him,
and
like,
Rala. Yeah.
real shit.
Real shit. Give me just one example of one of these tales from the two of you. Just like pitch me like what's one insane tale of blob.
The only reason we managed to keep the thing that we found is because we woke up to him fighting people off and he saved our asses.
Mm-hmm. I will turn every kaiju battle event into it was actually just blob. So every goblin thrown, I will speak as Bobbin as if he was the one taking these goblins, smashing them together, throwing them into trees, and we were all just absolutely astonished at how he was able to do this. And he must, by some power, be blessed even extra by you said Ruxathid?
Ruxathid, yeah.
Ruxathid. I will begin weaving these tales to these guys.
Make persuasion at advantage. This would be just for like the general hyping up a blob, the story you're telling.
I'm looking for my persuasion. There it is. Off my table. It's a 10.
10.
Oh, it's advantage, isn't it? Okay, let me see. The 10.
Still, so like even telling these goblins, they're very gullible, as you see. So hyping up blob, the tales that you've like some myriads of truth in there. Just being like, oh, these guys came out, rolled on us, and he just creamed them all and was able to take the shard. Like, we have one here. Like, he took one of the shards and we got it here to give to Ruxathid. Like, oh my, he's like one of the most badass warriors I've ever seen. And just like all of the alien toys and Toy Story just going, like all of these eyes just light up, but they're hanging on every word. And Rala, you come behind and back them up. Like no joke, like this thing happened. And just like lunchtime in high school, just like hyping up like a crazy story that you had on the weekend. A bunch of the goblins actually start to like gather over towards you and are like kind of enthralled by your story. So you've got like all of these guys' attention right here. But Clara, as you and as Hermetha is trying to give a bit of etiquette lesson to some of the goblins here as well, you're trying to convince this person to just escort you down over to Ruxathid into the sanctum, and it kind of like looks at you a little bit and then kind of looks over at the story that Luan and Rala are telling.
What do you have to offer?
Well, I mean, where do I start? I mean, you see my friend Torben here. He's got big muscles. He can protect you. He protected us when we were about to die. Hermetha here. Well, you can see she's very proper and she can teach you how to eat properly if you want. If not, it's okay. Your choice, no pressure. I think she also knows quite a lot about gods. So if you guys are dealing with gods in this whole power dynamic you got going on, she might be able to help you out. I'm actually not sure, which is, maybe if you told us what kind of gods they were, she could probably help. And Luan and Rala, man, they're just the best fighters I've ever seen. Rala's like super fast. And look at Luan. And she starts like reaching for like Luan's hair. Like he's just so aerodynamic. It's everything I want to be. And I have a mushroom. So you could say that I'm, a fun guy.
I love her. I love her.
Good attributes for sure. You've got a shard? You have one?
Well, I don't know. We don't even really know what we're looking for, but I think so. It's like a glowy black thing. Yeah?
Let me see.
Oh, I don't know. And she like starts digging in her. I don't know. It's really in here. I might need some time to find it.
We would like to, and we didn't want to impose, but seeing as that I would consider myself an ambassador. So it's a very large word. I understand an ambassador for the divine. We wanted to make sure that this was a sizable rock. It was worth your time. But before we do that, we'd like to learn more about the rock so we can crack into its full power.
Make the persuasion at advantage.
Oh God, here we go.
Using the divine power and everyone here, the stories that are bubbling up.
Oh my God, I rolled 2 6s. 11. So
That's better
that's
than my
we
3.
got. It's an 11. Hopefully that's something.
So looks down at you.
And the round above.
Or around, below. Whatever direction you prefer.
Not much is known about the gods, the races. They speak to Rakthithid. They demand that we carry out their will, and in exchange, they bless us with the gifts.
And then he just kind of like flexes his little thin, sinewed goblin muscles, and like little light green fire comes out from the fists.
These shards, the shards they require for a higher purpose. We are their instruments, the tools in which they use to shape a better future.
He looks around and everyone's kind of like mouthful of porridge and paying attention to Lewin and Rollistor.
Oh no, a couple of months ago we were stuck here in this cave and the people didn't want anything to do with us. We couldn't go anywhere with people screaming for their lives or anything, and the voices came out of nowhere. The Rakthithid was blessed to be the messenger. We were all told, and now we can go wherever we like, and we can fend for ourselves, and we don't get smashed or ripped apart by anyone who just puts their eyes on us. We can defend ourselves, and all that they ask is to find these rocks.
Where do we take this rock for a higher purpose?
The ones that we found, we go down to Rakthithid, and we give it to him, and he talks to the gods, and then they tell us where to go next.
That sounds great. Why don't you lead the way?
Can I see the shard?
Sarah, show them the shard.
Yeah, I'll pull it out.
It's okay. It's okay, Torben. It's okay.
It's Torby, I got this. I say that in your head. I'm fine.
Yeah, I say it in my head too. Totally. Yeah. As an experienced adventurer.
I pull it out enough that he can see it, but I keep it like still in my bag, like semi-sheltered, so it's not just like brought out in the open.
Yeah.
I cover Claire up a little bit. My girth. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And kind of like gets enamored by it and like,
That's the biggest one I've seen so far.
We should take it quickly, and I close
Yes.
Claire's bag. We'll keep it safe.
Keep it
Blob!
secret.
Blob kind of comes out from around you. You're kind of like centered around this commander of sorts, and Blob kind of comes up behind you and goes,
Look! You were the one that led this group to finding this obelisk?
and he looks over to all of you.
Yeah. They're part of Team Blob. I can't wait to tell Zeke whenever he shows up. He must be maybe in the lower levels or something, but yeah. The enemy came and tried to steal it, but we said, nah, not today, suckers. And we pummeled them into oblivion and retrieved the shard to give to Rakthithid. looks at that you probably want to hear this in person, especially if your acolytes are as tremendous as everyone says they are.
And all of the goblins are like still surrounded. Lewin and Rala just like heads in their hands, just all going on every word that you're pulling through.
Well, this is quite the offer, and he'll be very pleased. All right, well, sit close. Do exactly as I say. And maybe we can get you a meeting today. Let me make sure the way is clear. It's right here. Be right back.
And you see him kind of start to walk off in this direction. And you can also see that there are hallway here kind of ends, and there's two doors that kind of end over on the left side here, and the door over here has a ton of junk piled against it. Various furniture, bits of stone, just tons of junk like piled onto the door, and it's like fairly high up, almost touching the ceiling. And that goblin kind of just like walks over it a bit and goes into the other door, like stone door, just kind of opens it with the bare hands and goes inside a dark room. Clara.
Can I just have done an insight check kind of on that last part where he said, let me just go check it out, make sure he's not being deceptive in any way?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, natural 20.
Ooh.
For a total of 24.
24. Okay. So definitely the offer that you're giving them to like get basically a one-on-one with the boss here. He didn't look like he had any like mischievous eyes or anything. If anything, he's probably gonna go like double check with somebody that like it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to interject at all or be like,
No,
look,
I just
be checking for something, but other than that, it doesn't look like he's like coming back with like 20 dudes and is gonna cream you.
As
Yeah.
he disappeared in the door, Torben's gonna walk this way and peek in this door.
Okay. So as
Whoopi,
that
don't go too far in your head.
I'm just looking.
guy I'm just looking.
It's good to be aware of your surroundings, so I'm just making sure there's no surprises.
Okay. Just let me
Tobin.
know if you see anything.
In my head, I'm like, Tobin, where are you going? I'm whispering like everybody can still hear me though. And I just kind of wave back at the guy. Keep practicing.
Because they're all enamored with the story, so I'm just taking a peek.
Oh, right, yes. Okay. Tell me what you see.
No, use your hand. It's actually a lot better than just going like this.
I'll pull out some like spoons and forks from my mess kit as that's kind of happening to kind of show them. I'll kind of like join in on that.
Okay, awesome.
So they look said, what do I see in this room as I take a look?
Yeah. So they're fairly distracted right now. So going in here, these look like they were maybe personal quarters at one point, but now it's very dilapidated and old. You see a large plush 4-poster bed covered in silk sheets, stone shelves bearing books and ornamental ceramic jars that line the walls alongside dust-covered banners embroidered with what look like dwarven runes. In one corner stands an elegant mahogany desk, on top of which is a map and what you can make out to be several crumpled notes. If you'd like, you can make me a perception check to see if you notice anything else.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh,
Let's go.
damn.
2.
So, damn, nat 20. Okay. Yeah, cool.
For a total of 21.
Tight. Cool. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. So you look in here and you're scoping everything very instinctually. You know, these goblins, when push come to shove, they don't fuck around. And you, out of everyone from that last fight, got the majority of that brunt because you're so freakishly strong as an Asgardian. You were able to take the shield. You know, you were the shield of the group, able to take that brunt. But even you in that moment, were like, that's never, ever happening again. So going into this hideout here, you're looking at every detail. You're making sure you know where the exits are, anything that you could use to your advantage if something goes, you know, belly up. You're paying close attention. You can see in this wall slight indents in the wall that are vertical that just seem like a bit off from the wall that's flush. You notice in the bed here, kind of just peeking down, you can see little bumps, little pocket spaces from the mattress that meets the bed spring, the bedpost. And over here, where the ceramic jars are, you hear a hello. Hello. Hello.
Now I'm going to quickly lift up the bed to see what those lumps were.
Okay. So let's see here.
Because I've been around. I kind of know what that means.
Okay.
My children like to hide things in their beds, so.
Okay, so you see two things. When you open up that sort of bump in the mattress, you see a weird wood panel compartment. And you kind of look into there and you press it in and kind of open it up like a little shelving unit. The light coming from the outside in, you can make out it looks like a dagger of some kind. And you can also see some kind of large green gem.
I will grab both of those and put them in my pack.
Okay.
I will then go over to the wall quickly and give that a push.
So as you go over to the door, you do see dwarvish runes above it. And as you go to the indent in the wall, you kind of go to push, but it doesn't move. But you look up and you see these distinct dwarven runes up top. Can you just roll me just a intelligence check? Intelligence or history?
That's a nat 1.
Oh no.
I don't know anything.
So you see these runes up top of the wall. You notice that it's indented, but when you push, nothing goes forward.
Cool. I know time is of the essence, so I'm going to go over to the jar where they were saying, help.
Okay. So you go over to this strangely made jar. It has a particular make to it. It's a bit like light bluish gray and dark gray inlay, and has like these swirling kind of light gray patterns into it. You can hold it within your hand. It has a smooth onyx black covering on the outside of it. And as you're looking at it, it's inlaid with these geometric engravings, inlaid with blue gemstones. And this voice is still just going like, no, yes, thank God, oh God.
Hi.
Hi.
How long have you been here?
I've been here a very,
very long time. Oh, who are you? Who are you, sir? You're not one of the goblins. What are you doing here?
My name is Torben Wolfgard. We are here on a mission to see what this place is about and what we can do to stop it.
Okay. My name is Holdak.
Oldak, nice to meet you, my
Holdak
friend.
Hollowhelm. Yes. Okay. You are in grave danger, my friend. This is
sense
not.
that, yeah.
This is not a place for the faint of heart. What is your purpose here? Are you with the goblins? Are you?
No,
Okay.
though they think we are right now, so. And what are you exactly?
I'm from another time, another place. Before, and the mine had a different purpose before it was taken over.
What was that purpose before?
If I tell you, will you free me? Will you allow me to escape this godforsaken jar?
I can take you with me.
Oh, and where's that? Where will we go?
Well, after we figure this out and maybe put an end to this goblin takeover, we can get you out.
Okay. I know these mines like the back of my hand. My family worked in them for generations and generations.
Oh, so you know what that says above the door over there?
You'll have to point it in the way, my friend. It's very hard to see.
I'll just take the jar and walk over and hold it up.
It's dwarven. You cannot read, I assume?
I'm not educated in those manners, much in other means of getting information.
Right, okay. So the runes lead to a vault laid down by my forefathers. The rune... Wait. I tell you what's inside you. You promise not to leave me here behind?
Of course. Whatever can help us stop this insurrection, this takeover, would be a welcome thing, my friend.
And you're being truthful. You have it.
I haven't said I will let him free. I said I would take him out of the place.
Okay.
So I am walking around the truth as to say. But he won't be stuck in this room.
Okay.
So I've told a half truth.
Okay. Roll me deception at advantage. Because he is obviously in a very precarious situation here.
I love this dice. Another nat 20.
Oh!
What is happening?
Damn.
This is my Tyrion dice that I had made for
Keep
our
it.
first campaign. Yeah.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good because I rolled a 15 against you. So looks at, just waits a minute. He's like,
I don't really have a choice. Okay. On the door above, the runes say storm, death, light, and wind. To open the door, you have to tap the correct order. All right?
Yeah.
So, on the wall from left to right, tap storm, death, light, and wind. That should do it.
I touch it in that order.
ding, ding, ding. Kind of touch and little feints of the colored light kind of emanate from behind the thin druidic runed etchings. The wall kind of goes in a bit and then drags off to the side. The stale air in the vault indicates that it has been open in many, many, many years. And as you kind of peer inside is almost like a dust-covered assortment of coins, gemstones, and cloth. Looking inside, the vault contains a magnitude of stuff. You're looking at ancient coins here, like 330 gold pieces worth, 189 silver pieces worth, 404 coppers worth, as well as pieces of jade worth 100 gold each. One large peridot stone worth 500 gold for that. And additionally, folded neatly against the wall are 3 richly woven but dusty dwarven tapestries worth about 75 gold each, and a velvet brocade worth about 145 gold pieces. So you basically just, whatever this dwarven mine used to be, this seemed to be like the office of the person that ran the show, and you just found like their personal vault.
I will get everything fit in my pack.
I think just about. It'll be heavy, but you're a strong boy.
Yep.
But yeah, you can go in there and just go.
Yeah, I'm moving quick. I'm getting it.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
Is something happening while I'm getting it?
Well, I was going to say, as Torben's kind of in here in this room gathering all these amazing things that they found, anything the 4 of you wanted to do, or just move along?
I'll just go quick at the desk and collect the map. And
Mhm.
what else did you say was there?
Inside the bed, you got a dagger, and you got a
gem.
big gem, a big green gem, and you just found like just a ton of gold, jade pieces, peridot. It's basically an olive green transparent gemstone. And there's richly woven 3 richly woven tapestries and a velvet brocade.
What was, you said a map was on the desk and something else was on the desk as
Oh,
well.
yes, just on the desk openly. There was ceramic jars along the wall, on the banners embroidered, stone shelf bearing books, silk sheets, a desk which there is a map and several crumpled notes.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper to the jar and say, what's in these other jars?
No, I don't think anybody's in there. I've been talking for quite some time to get someone's attention, and no one's ever whispered anything out of them.
Fantastic. I'll just take a quick peek and a sniff. What's in those jars?
Nothing.
Okay. Cool. I am, as far as I can remember, that's everything. Okay, and I'm coming out.
Okay.
And I'll whisper to them, I have a little friend who knows his way through this place. He's in a little jar. Don't be alarmed. And I'll whisper to the jar, you need to be quiet until I talk to you, if that's all right.
In my head, I say, a little jar? A friend?
And
What did you find in there?
before I come around the corner, like out of eye shot, I'll just like show her the peak of the jar and point, he's in here. And then I'll kind of show the bounty of stuff, and I'll just be like, we have lots of money now. Cool.
Made
That's
a good
it.
Friend.
Yep, we're
And
good.
all in our head. All in our head. Just want to make that very
all
clear.
in our head.
I'm just making facial
Telepathically.
expressions.
I don't know if I can telepathically go to Hermitha with all this.
Oh,
but
true.
I will say it to Clara, and Clara will relay to who she can.
No, you can't.
Sure.
So the way the spell works, it's a class feature that Kevin and I developed. Basically, it's my myconoid ability. So the 3 of us.
Fungus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fungus thing. So the 3 of us and technically Captain Thorm are telepathically linked at will for an hour, as long as we stay
Yes.
within 60 feet of each other.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I do all
Torben,
that.
I can't believe we were supposed to be in and out and sneaky, and like I'm really happy you have money because we don't have a lot of that. But what do we get caught?
There's
And you guys just see those facial expressions, but silence for Rala and
and I'll be
Lewin.
like,
Just
I got a dagger. I have lots of gems,
who
all
do
of
we see?
plentiful worth, and tapestries and ancient gold coins that
Mhm,
could be
mhm.
worth more than just their gold value because they look
Mhm.
really freaking old. But yeah.
Well,
So are we
I'm
just
kinda proud of
waiting?
you.
Yes, I rolled well and I did not, and then I rolled. So I'm good. We're just waiting for this goblin chosen one to come back, I assume.
Yeah, any sign?
Yeah, so as Lewin and Rala have been telling this awesome tale with the other goblins here, kind of waiting for him to come back. You kind of hang out with Bob for a while, or Blob, through the door. This head honcho kind of comes back.
Alright. Everybody. We take you inside the sanctum. And you're allowed to have an audience with Rexith. Bring the shard with me, and we'll take you down to the lower levels, okay?
Okay, thank you. Is there
Right
anything
away.
we should know? Like you said, stay together and don't touch anything, but anything, no traps to look out for, no problems.
Follow
Okay. Clara will lead the way. But as she does, she'll motion kind of to Rala and Lewin and be like, Chris, let's go, we're going in. And as you guys, if they get close enough, I will just kind of whisper under my breath. So, no. Ugh. Never mind. I'll just wave you guys over and like try to wait for a moment that he's farther ahead of us before I whisper anything.
Okay. So as it's going down. Oh, Torben.
I was just gonna say, is he far enough ahead now?
Yeah, so he was already like a little bit a bit ahead of you. A few several feet, so he's saying, "Fuck." And then he's just kind of like slowly walking over towards the door again, waiting for you to approach.
Yeah, Clara will lead the way and she'll chat with him fairly loudly. And as she's chatting, she's like, Torben, maybe fill in the rest of them on what we just, you, me, and Hermita have been talking about. So tell me more about this place. It looks so lovely. I spend a lot of my time. And she's trying to keep him chatting so that as they kind of converse and catch each other up on the mental conversations, he is focused on me.
All right. So as you kind of trying to distract him a little bit with conversation, as you get closer to this door, the rest of you can sort of hear these muffled moans of sorts through that wall with all the stuff that's piled up on the other side of it. You just kind of hear.
Those might be people.
Does
It's quite
anyone
unfortunate.
recognize the? Is it just unintelligible moans, or are they saying stuff?
It doesn't appear to be saying like any words. It's just literal moaning, like something disturbing. They're not saying like not having conversations or anything. It's a bit unintelligible, but you just hear deep guttural moans from beyond the door on the other side.
I'll just ask the guy, "Hey, what's that way? What is that?"
Oh. The benefit growing right now is I don't really know what to do about it, so we just kind of pile stuff up on this door to keep them out. Be careful. Lower levels, many more of these things down there. Previous residents gone by.
Okay. So zombies, cool. All right, lead the way, little friend.
Oh. Quaint.
As you get ready to go into this door here, Tank, make me a perception advantage.
17.
17. From the jar that you're are you holding the jar, or did you put it in your bag, or
It's
where's
in my.
that?
It's like on the top of my side bag,
On the top
like
of the
on my
side
hip.
bag?
Yeah,
Yeah. So just kind of out right there.
yeah.
You just hear the faint whisper come from the jar. Family, friends, all go.
Cool. So zombies. Cool. Yeah, we will keep them in there for sure. I will let everyone go ahead, and I'll kind of like slowly walk behind. And as they go through the door, I will kind of, how can I do this? Maybe this might take some checks, really quick checks.
So I will say though, the sound you're hearing from is behind this door, not this door. Just to be clear.
Okay, I thought they were going the other way. So yeah, I'll let them go. And what
Okay.
I'll do is I will try and get a rope to kind of tie up the places and leave the rope hidden underneath so it can be tugged. So like everything in front of the door will come with it. So it's like can pull it off if we need to.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So as your host of the evening kind of opens this door, those of you that can look inside, you see pretty much like a bunker of some kind. Basically just a bunch of beds with some goblins sleeping inside of them. And you can make out maybe like 3 or so. As the snoring kind of fills the room, you can see the numerous messy bunk beds line the walls, their sheets crumpled. A dark opening in the west wall reveals an empty shaft frame with a metal truss. So over here, you see a couple of goblins in their bed, but kind of like half awake, snoring, not really paying much attention. But as your host here, host Gabi, comes through the front door here and leads you to this dark opening over here. There appears to be some kind of elevator shaft, like a long abandoned elevator shaft right here. But Torben, you want to kind of like get that rope out and start to like wrap it around the bottom of the debris or the top of the debris so you can just like kind of pull it all and just like tumble forward.
Yeah, so the door could open.
Sweet. I'll say just make me a athletics check just to see how well you tie it all together.
At 20.
Oh my God.
That was my other dice, so I'm quite happy.
The nat 20 king. Okay, so
too bad we're not like doing a fundraiser for like nat 20s or something.
Okay.
That's karma.
Nuts.
Somehow.
Nuts.
Good karma just coming down today.
I died the one session, so I'll take the good karma.
All right. So as your host here goes into this other room and just says, and just sort of leads you past the bunker here into this elevator shaft, do you follow?
I think so. Before going in the room, I just want to make a cursory glance of any, not traps specifically. I'm more wondering if there's any kind of like barrier that we're going to pass through that might like reveal secrets or something like that. Like whether, the fact that we're maybe being a bit deceptive could come to light.
Yeah, no check needed. You don't feel being here is a weird presence, like how we described earlier with Rala getting close to the mountain. They had this like sudden sort of migraine come over them and just like this eerie feeling. That feeling is kind of felt through this part of Zorzula, but you don't really feel like there's any like illusionary things going on or some sort of veil that you're passing through at the moment.
Yeah, Clara will walk through and just continue chatting, then I guess keep trying to keep his attention on them, her, while Torby's up to his stuff in the back. So yeah, she'll go.
If Blob asks anything about what I'm doing, I'm just being like, I'm just securing it so it's a little well more put together.
Yeah, so Blob kind of passes by you, just kind of looks at you weird, and like you said to them, and like,
Oh, okay, well, you seem to get an idea. They're talking up to bunches. We really don't want to go in there. You know that, right? Like,
Well, when you fasten things together, it makes a stronger structure, so it's harder to move.
oh, so
Yeah.
you're like doubling down on that shit. Okay.
Yeah, 100%, my friend.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
It was your idea. Like,
It was?
Yeah.
I'm so smart.
Seatbelt, my friend, seatbelt.
Heck yeah. I can't wait to get all the afterwards from
and just like starts to walk down into into the elevator shaft with everybody. But yeah, you're able to securely fasten that rope to that bulk of debris. Should use it if you need to. Rest of you going down to the elevator there.
Quick point of clarification. So Unicorn Man is like we're sent to stop this bad thing from happening, and he's the source of it, correct?
Seemingly, what
Yeah.
you were hired by the Arcane Dominion to investigate all of these acts of vandalism that you found out were these goblins causing all this stuff, and it seems the vandalism was in order to find these shards that were somehow littered around this part of Volstiba. Then you found out through talking to Blob and everybody that they have this leader of theirs that's getting these orders from gods that have given them these gifts and are telling them to like go and find these things on his behalf. But this Ruxithid Unicorn Man seems to be this like conduit to them.
Just talk to Reed really quick, telepathically. Reed, my friend, before we descend into what we're not sure is going to happen, are we supposed to squash this insurgents, or are we supposed to just report on?
Well, the Astral Citadel, they don't like anyone messing with their stuff. I'm pretty sure that whatever the root is of this problem, snuffing it out probably gives us a bit of extra coin. I mean, I'm sure that we gotta figure out like if there's any information, bring it back to them, you know, that kind of shit. But yeah, if this thing's messing with their brand, it's got to be snuffed out. I would think. But if shit goes down and we're not able to take them out, getting that info back to the Citadel and let them deal with it, that might be a good plan too, you know?
Fantastic. All right, just clarifying that. Okay, yep, let's go.
All right, big man. Let's hope you're right on this one.
We'll swing away if we have to.
All right. So kind of having that side conversation. The lever's kind of held by this goblin commander, Blob, and you all get in. He's like, everyone inside? Okay.
Let's
Down
go.
we go.
Do.
And the old school metal and chains grind together as it clicks and just echoes as the light of this old abandoned dwarven mine starts to leave you as you descend deeper and deeper down into the mine. As you look up and the light just becomes smaller and smaller of a speck as the chains drag you down further and further, as you see shades of bright purple luminescence kind of start to flood the room, the caverns below you, as this chain kind of cart kind of comes down and suddenly stops. And it's here, everybody, that we will take our first break.
Boy.
Yeah. So take a break here and explore the lower levels of Zorzula's Rest and see where all this shenanigans leave you. But hey, good job. You didn't die. So that's a plus.
We
That's
didn't die just
great.
walking through a room doing nothing. We didn't die this time.
No,
All
but hey, man,
right.
We could have died.
goblins
One
are
wrong move.
these
We could have
goblins
made
are
that
pretty gullible,
badger
and
mad.
for the most
Yeah.
part, you didn't roll under a 10.
Yeah.
The 3
Yeah.
was suspect.
My nat 1 was not in the room of the goblins, so that was
Thank
fantastic.
God.
Yeah. So some
They
good
coulda
the stories
rat-packed us.
definitely. I just did
They
like
coulda.
kind of a group roll for the stories to see if they would be enamored, and that really like drew their attention.
Thank
So
goodness.
good job there, guys. But yeah, we'll be back in just like 5-10 minutes so don't go anywhere. Be right back. Hello, and we are back. Thank you all for letting us take a little quick break while we stretch the legs, refill the drinks, grab new snacks, all that good stuff. We're just gonna jump right back into it, everybody. So, last we left off, our party here was coming down into the lower depths of Zorzula's Rest after you made friends with the goblins up top, convincing one of the leaders of this gang to take you for a one-on-one with Ruxathid. And as that metal cart lowered itself down into the depths of Zorzula's Rest, the clanging of the metal echoing as the light starts to leave you from above, and these glowing sort of purple light sort of fills the ground underneath you. You can hear the crunching of crystalline materials and rock crunch through as the metallic elevator makes its way further down into the depths of the mountain that you are in. As you look at your map here, you are in the lower depths of the mine. The small chamber of dirt and stone holds the entrance to 3 tunnels leading northeast, east, and southeast, respectively. The shaft leading, above you to the upper level. But as the shaft, as the metal of the mine shaft kind of hits on the ground, you all kind of stutter for a bit. As the goblin here continues to be your host to these lower levels, kind of looks over to you.
I'll do a quick question.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's all
What-
good.
How many levers and which one did he use to bring us down?
There's just one giant one, like
Okay.
one big one that sticks out that he just pulled and it took you down. Just a simple pull of it, take you back up.
Okay.
But as he comes down, kind of leads you all out. You're pretty confined in this shaft as you all try to make room to fit in. Bit of a lit torch off to the side on some handles, lifts up on his little goblin tippy toes, grabs it. The orange light kind of glowing on all your faces and all around.
It's very close. Huh? It's a bit tricky down here. Nobody go off on their own. You follow all rocks. We'll take you there, right? Yeah, I'm not.
And then Blob kind of chimes in.
I haven't been down here a long time. Don't go off by yourself. Stick to him and there's the way. Okay? Right, don't lose anybody else. Is this down here at all? Maybe? You mentioned you to come down here?
And Rox kind of looks down at him. He's like,
What are you talking about? I was in Zeke in a couple days. You
just gets kind of annoyed, starts walking through, and you see Blob kind of look at him, be like, okay, all right. He just starts to follow his little leader down to a shaft over to this area here. As the orange light kind of goes through you all, and he starts to make his way off here. I assume just following his lead.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, As you enter into this area, you see a rickety set of tracks run through the length of this chamber. Half a dozen rusty mine carts sit unused on these tracks, wheels bent and cobwebs blanketing the trolleys. The ground is littered with ancient refuse, and open crates fill the dust-covered tools line the cavern walls. Propped against these crates are 3 skeletons, their skulls shattered and caved in. Rala, that headache starts to splinter back in. And the rest of you kind of notice Rala kind of wince in pain a little bit. Rala, can I have you make me an Arcana or Medicine check? Your choice.
Muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm gonna say medicine because it has at least something to help the fact that that's a 2. It's a 4, so
Yeah, unfortunately, you look at these dilapidated skeletons. This painful spike goes into your head. As soon as you look at these things, it kind of strikes again. Fuck. It's a little bit stronger than it was above. Can't seem to make quite a connection as to why. But you have this unsettling feeling creeping up inside of you. The rest of you, you see your leader here start to make their way over to the carts here. You're welcome to look around as you see the 2 goblins kind of make their way over to these mining carts, kind of with each other, kind of put them onto the tracks here to line them up. You see little deposits on the back of the carts that have shattered crystal dust kind of inlaid in them, as one of them kind of reaches in there and picks one up from like a little satchel compartment. Yes, Hermitha.
I want to look at the scene and just kind of place it together if I can with perception, or whatever I can do with perception.
Yeah, if you got the lay of the land here, you can make same thing. You can make Arcana or Medicine.
Let's see what we get. All right, that is a 14 for medicine.
14. Okay. Looking around at the situation here, looking around at the skeletons and the old ancient refuse that was left behind of this operation, whatever it was. See Rala's head kind of splintering a little bit, and that unsettling feeling kind of becomes a bit contagious. You kind of double take around. You look down at the skeletons lying up on the wall here. Their skulls crushed, caved in. I'm not sure if you've ever bared witness to what causes this, but you come from a well-to-do family, well-educated. It takes you a second, and then your heart sinks into the bottom of your body. You recognize instantly the kind of ritual that takes place to cause someone's skull to be concaved into.
How long does that Myconid connection last? How does that?
An hour. It should still be going.
I was just going to say, I am going to privately message Hermitha this information, should they wish to share it.
I'll hang back.
I'm sure the Myconid, does it give off empathetic or like, I'm not sure how twisted the relationship is, whether you feel the feelings and things too.
No, it's just really telepathic communication.
You don't even have to, you just see if, hold on, let me look at the map real quick. So, Torben, you are looking at me and you're looking at me, looking at this, and you just see me go pale. And I just look at you and I even mouth it, but I say, and y'all, I'm going to type it to y'all.
Okay.
I'm just going to type it to y'all. There you go. And there you go. But I just mouthed it so nobody hears it.
How
I'll
recent?
I just kind of stare at you for a second and then I turn real sharp and walk towards the group.
I will like, how recent are these dead like bodies? Are they decaying? Are they like recent?
They are long dead. Ancient refuse. Been here for a very long time.
All right. Cool. Can I look at the dagger and try and investigate it while we're just like sitting here?
Yeah, as Blob and his friend here, Rocks, are trying to put the mining carts on the track, like presumably for you to be able to travel around this lower part of the mine easily enough. Roll me an investigation check.
And maybe the gem too.
Sure.
Nope. That's a -1.
Oof.
Wait, no, that's a 0. But yeah, I'll let's approach this differently. Unless it wasn't a nat 1, it was a 2 - 2.
Okay.
I'll whisper to the jar and be like, do you know what these dagger and gem is? Do you know what these are?
They were belonged to my family and friends in the mines long ago.
Are they special?
Oh,
In a magical nature?
oh yes, very much so. Dagger of venom, able to inflict great pain onto those that meet its blade. If they are able to succumb to the poison, it can give the wearer quite the advantage in combat. Personal favorite of mine. You said you also got the gem as well.
Yeah.
Very, very careful with that one, my friend. I don't know where you're headed to, but there aren't many situations where you want a water elemental to rise up and take control of the situation. If you have the gem, you will be able to control it. But for how long, I cannot say. That gem has been in that box for quite some time.
Cool.
If you don't mind me asking, where are we now? Holdak would very much like to know.
Hey, Holdak, we are in the basement.
The lower depths of the mine.
Any insight?
While y'all are doing that, I turn back to Torben and I look, knowing what I know, and I look at I'm assuming this is a jar?
Yeah, it is a ceramic jar with intricate designs on it.
I start to just wonder, and I say in my head, like telepathically, I say, that jar. Oh, that's jaw. But my gears are turning visibly.
Yeah, I know, my friend.
While these conversations are happening, I'm going to go over to Clara, Rahl, and Lewin. Anything that you are wanting to do while down here? You notice Hermitha and Torben kind of giving each other little strange looks.
I'm just gonna try to take in context clues as much as possible. I have a fucking headache. I'm distracted anyway. I'm mildly annoyed, so I'll just be watching.
I'll ask one more quick question, and I'll just kind of point it at one of the bodies. I'm like, did these carry your friends?
They carry my friends?
Very good. Thank you so much.
No, sorry, I was asking. Did you say they were carrying my friends?
Or carried. Or are they former friends, or did they carry friends?
They were friends, turned into something else.
Hmm.
Some of my friends may still be down here, much like you heard above. Tread carefully. Though, if you're needing an extra aid for whatever it is you're about to meet, some tools may still be carried on their person, but be careful. I do not know where this goblin leads you, or who this person is you're about to meet, but be on your guard.
Cool. You're a good guy, Mr. Holdak. So they're busy with the carts.
Yeah, they're kind of just lining. They're lining about 3 or 4 here, seemingly to take you to wherever the next place is you're about to go. The last cart is being kind of put onto it.
I will investigate the bodies closerly.
Sure.
See what they
same
got.
as the other two. You can make intelligence or arcana or medicine.
Could
Medicine.
Lewin assist him on that investigation roll
You
as
sure
we're
can.
passing by? Okay, I think Lewin will
Well-
crouch down and kind of start investigating as well. If
We're looking for helpful objects.
yeah,
So would that still be medicine?
If you're not trying to look as to what caused the bodies to be here in the cave-ins and just to look on their person, yeah, that would just be investigation. And you could both roll against investigation, or one of you could do it at advantage.
okay, I'll give Torben advantage to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I didn't touch anything. I'm not.
You son of a.
I'm not kidding
No!
whatsoever.
You son of a.
You see the fox face? That's my Tyrion dice. It's Nat 20 from Mrs. Bellum's Creations. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Bellums. That's Nat 20. -2.
What is in the air? What's going on? Just want to know.
I don't know.
Bring that.
Asgardian
here.
magic, man, I'm telling you.
Yep.
Okay.
Negative.
So, as they're putting on the last mine cart, Hermitha giving you some clues here. The rest of you kind of looking on. Hermitha, have you told everyone what this
Just
is
me.
yet?
Just me.
Torben? Okay.
I've
Yeah.
just talked to anyone who's connected to me telepathically right now.
So
Knows.
Torben, Clara, and Reed.
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh, how's Reed's reaction?
Reed, as soon as you sent that message, he had a cigarette kind of in his mouth, and you all Lewin and Rala, you can kind of read the faces of your other party members as well.
Yeah.
You just see Hermitha kind of notice it first, and then look at them, and they all go. They all have these wide-eyed looks on their faces, and Reed also had a cigarette in their mouth, and Reed just kind of was walking, put it to their mouth. That reaction happened. Reed goes, cigarette just stays in the mouth as it starts to just light in place. Smoke rising, the ash getting longer and longer. Eventually, it just kind of drips down. And this internal monologue happening within him of just okay, what the fuck are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do?
And this is perceivable to kind of just all of us down here.
You can tell that your friends are
Okay.
are concerned. You don't really know
The
why.
mood has changed. It's
Yeah.
tense. Everyone's quiet. No one's really
Hmm.
talking, just mostly with their faces, not their mouths.
Lewin will go detective.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, how you doing?
Your light. It's lighting.
Oh shit! Oh.
You're thinking.
Do you see his hand kind of shivering a little bit?
Is there something we should know?
Looks over to Rala. Look, I don't want to. He's hushing, so the goblins are kind of putting on the final tracks. Like, look, I don't want to assume anything. All right, like I don't know you very well. We've just been working these last couple of weeks, but looking at you, I don't know how to say this. Do you sometimes hang out in space? Do you go into the stars above sometimes? I mean, like, if that's too much, I just don't want to assume.
Her like green is gonna become like sage, like really pale green, and just like, why? No, why? No.
That's
why? I'm just gonna like look at like eyeball and just like back to read.
Look, I've never met one of these things in person. You hear about it, stories, other people have met it, no one's ever seen.
She just disassociates, like she's clicking in and she's just like, oh.
They got tentacles coming out of there.
I caught your drift. You drifted on me. I got it.
They suck fucking brains out.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. I didn't want to assume.
Yes. No. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And I don't think Lewin kind of knows what this is all alluding to, but obviously the concern on everybody's faces, Lewin's hand on Mace hilt and just noted.
Rala is just gonna be like gripping at her Baroque like corset style with the eyes on it, and she's gonna be like kind of covering the eyes almost and being like, here, nah, like we're gonna like unicorn. Unicorn as in.
I don't know if that's these things have been here a long time. Like, it can't be recent. Well, do they live that long? I don't know. I never fucking. Do you know?
And do I know actually? Can I check
that? I would say roll me intelligence at advantage. And Clara?
While this is going on, just as a distraction for this conversation, I want to still be talking to the guards, and Clara will have moved over to kind of like the far side where they're putting the cart on tracks, and is just chattering away, trying to stay loud, trying to stay covering any sounds of her party investigating these bodies or having this conversation. And she's gonna ask, so you said something about tribute. What are we tributing to?
And what did I find on the bodies?
Yeah. So we'll swerve around that conversation. So we'll go back to Torben, back to Clara, back to the rest of you. So Torben, as Clara instinctually kind of distracts the two goblins, the rest of your parties are kind of having like hushed conversations with each other and getting a nat 20 on that initial investigation. You kind of move the bodies almost petrified and stone-like. They've been there for so long. Kind of ruffle them against the wall. Had Clara not kind of taken upon themselves to talk to the goblins, maybe they would have noticed, but you're able to kind of just move in. You see very old objects sort of lashed onto certain belts of them, hanging on by a thread, tattered. You see two jar-like objects. Both seem to be potions of some kind. They're very dusted, dirty as all heck. One appears to be one that you recognize, although the bottle is from an age long ago. It appears to be a potion of greater healing. Find another one in the back of the belt, so you find two. The other guy, sort of crumpled up, seemingly hand reaching into some sort of like old bag that's just like tattered in rags. Look like they were reaching for something. And you kind of look and kind of slowly grab the hand as it kind of cracks and almost becomes like paper-like, and is holding a different potion jar of some kind. Again, hard to make out because it's just so dusty and old. Make me an Arcana check really quick. Don't you dare say natural.
No. That's 14.
14, so yeah, good enough. You recognize the liquid, the effervescence of it, the shine, the sort of mercury-like liquid, giving off the almost metallic shine, but in a dark, light green coloration. A potion of psionic fortitude. So this will give you advantage for 1 hour on saving throws you make to avoid or end the charmed or stunned condition.
Okay. So 2 potions of greater healing, object on the belt, hanging on by a thread, and psionic fortitude, and one other unnamed potion.
So not another potion, but you do notice some bracers on one of the corpses. The bracer itself, again, very old. You don't even know if its magic could still be intact at this point. But the bracers have stitched in leatherworks of various arrows and images of archery.
Cool. I will sneakily grab everything.
All right. I'll say make me a stealth check of advantage, and I'm going to roll a disadvantage for the goblins as they're talking to Clara.
I want to sneak in there while they're talking. I want to ask about their the person that we're meeting, like for a description. You have an idea of what they look like?
So circling back to Clara's question, Hermitha kind of backs up and like, asking, yeah, what do they look like? We're like, what are we meeting? Or sorry, Clara, you're asking about like what sacrifices we're making or what?
Yeah, they said something about tributes specifically when we were coming down, and I want to ask about that.
Yeah, so ask about tributes. I'm like, oh yeah, like this Rexithid, what does he look like?
When we met the connection, you see, to the voices above, the ancient ones, they also demand some sort of tribute, some sort of gift, so that we may strengthen the connection between us. We have some of those tributes in good supply, so we'll be giving those away as well. Before we can make the connection, if you want to talk to Rexithid, we need to talk to them. We need to give it a little bit of the fuel to go for. But Rexithid, he's been blessed by these ancient forces of goodwill. His body's been changed, elongated, taller than any goblinoid we've ever met. Beacon of light shines out of their forehead every time they make a connection with the worlds above. The shining beacon of the light radiates wherever they go. It's quite a sight to behold.
But, what are the tributes? I mean, that all sounds really beautiful, and I don't mean to, diminish that in any ways. But you say you have these in supply, or
Ugh.
well, what are they? Is it living things, or is it the stones that we got?
There's a tribute in the way, but not to make the connection palpable.
So
The
what
shards are
makes
what the
it?
voices want. The tributes are to make them happy.
So what are they though? I'm just a little lost here.
They are connections to this world. Living people, like you.
But not us. We're just here to learn about the yeah, right? Not us.
The cats are right over here. Come on
Mad
Oh.
insight check. Mad insight check.
I don't need an insight check.
in.
No,
Yeah, go for it.
Hermitha is having a breakdown, trying to hold it together. It's like a ride that you weren't ready to go on,
We'll
and then
just
you find
go
out
A quick
it's the wildest
pause.
ride. You
Who's
could,
good?
yeah.
Who's good with bows? I know Hermitha has artwork with a bow. Who's good with dagger? Probably Brala or Wayne.
I think probably Luane actually. I have a spear.
A venomous dagger that is strong.
Who's good with psychic
This-
damage?
Poison.
Who's
I
good
could
with
probably
TP
take the
rockets in their
dagger.
brains?
Yeah,
So
that part I'm not sure. I'm not. That's
as
It's
she, as Claire's talking, I will pass the bracers with the archery symbol to Hermitha. I will pass the dagger to Luane. I'll give one greater healing potion to Rala and one to Clara.
mhm.
Notes. I don't know what the objects are yet. I'm guessing Elemental will need an Arcana check to control. Who has a semi-decent intelligence?
Wait,
I
what?
might. I actually.
Who has what in intelligence?
I have -2.
Oh,
So
my
I-
Arcana's pretty good. My Arcana's a +3.
Okay, I will give the water elemental gem to Clara.
Good.
I think the psionic energy would probably need. Who's got a low wisdom?
I'm good on that.
Wisdom. Some.
You got okay. I'll hold on to psionic energy because if I get charmed, I'm a big beast with a hammer. I don't want to hit my friends with it.
I've got a +1, but I don't know how much that is unless
So
you've got a negative.
for the items, just so if you're handing them out and you want to add them to your inventories officially, whoever's got the dagger, it is a dagger of venom.
Okay. Sick.
The elemental gem is an emerald elemental gem.
Nice.
The potions were 2 potions of greater healing, 1 potion of psionic fortitude. And the bracers are the good old classic bracers of archery.
Hell yeah.
Added.
Nice.
Psionic fortitude. Is it psychic resistance or?
So it is fortitude. So you have an advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the charmed or stunned condition.
Do I not have it? Oh, I guess I'll just make a mental note of it.
It might be like a custom item if it's like from a special book or whatever on D&D Beyond. It won't show up.
Yeah, it could be. I can just tell you, like, if you use it, you'll have that hour advantage on it. So I'll keep track of it.
Okay.
So that 14 insight.
Yes.
Are we
so
the tributes?
He looks at you just like, you don't get the sense that you are the tributes, but maybe get the sense that, like, that could change,
Okay.
but that's not the intention.
Okay. Amazing. So I relay that mentally to Torben and Hermitha. Say, like, you guys, it seems like, trust me on this, I don't think we're in danger right now. We're okay for now. And I pointedly look at Rala and Lewin and just like thumbs up. And then I'm like, okay. And I like hop in the first car and I'm just ready to go.
Oh, we're not telepathically. This could be one less. Then we might have to fight Blob. I'm just thinking one less goblin we'll have to deal with down the road.
You mean these guys? You want to kill these guys now? No. They're
Okay.
helping us. We should avoid that at all costs. We have caused enough problems with killing Zeke and so.
I love this so much.
I'm just watching the exchange glances, like,
Yeah, it's just like,
So I'll wave to
You guys do what
Lu-
you guys got to do.
I'll wave to Lewin and Rala and be like, "You guys come with me. Get in here."
but we'll be in the first cart at the front of the line. Do I want to drink that potion now
Are we getting in?
or save it?
We're getting in.
We're getting in. It's okay. Don't worry. You're gonna be okay. And I start like brushing the side of your head. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. We'll be okay. I promise.
Okay. Oh.
Just be on your best behavior.
Okay.
Torby.
A lot of problems can be fixed with a hammer.
But we've talked about this a lot. Can't. And sometimes if you hit the wood instead of the nail, you just break the door.
Sometimes doors need to be broken, my friend. I'm trusting you right now.
When have I ever led you astray?
Mind flayers. Mind flayers.
We don't know
I'm
that they're
saying it
still-
out loud. Not out loud.
We don't know that
everyone
they're
here.
still here. They could be long gone. Honestly, we were paid to find out what's going on. I just want to know what's going on. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Okay. So as you all get into the various mine shaft carts, one at a time.
And one last thing. When we get towards the walkway into the sanctum, some of the previous residents of this mine are still around. The shafts will distract them. So when you see the walkway, you see me get out, follow me to the sanctum. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Come on, Rob. I'm so sorry about this, you guys. We're gonna get such praise for what we did. And we're gonna be moving up in the world, and then Zeke's gonna know. And then me and him we're all gonna be one happy goblin family and just taking things up in the I can't wait. It's gonna be so good, everybody. All right. Here we go.
Each of your carts start to move through this mine shaft here.
Go
mhm.
ahead. No, I was just gonna say as it starts to move, I just wanted to kind of inform Lewin and Rala in hushed voices, hoping that maybe the clanking will cover. So, I think you guys know by now that it's mind flayers. So, the thingy. I don't know if this guy's a mind flayer or not. I couldn't really figure that part out. But it seems like for now we're okay. He said we're not the tribute, and maybe that could change. So let's just make sure we are on our best behavior.
Mind flares.
Yeah, do you know what that is? I don't.
You don't know.
It sounds cool though.
Can it be hit with a mace?
Probably.
There's one thing. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're good. I feel pretty confident about this right now.
Raleigh, you're shook.
She does not look confident. She's like, I feel so confident. She's like, okay.
Do you know what these are? Have you faced them before? We're good, right?
The same like disassociating that she did when her and Lane were like looking at the stars and shot like a shooting star. That was just so cute. And she'd like disassociated into nothingness. Like it's the same look of like either we're gonna die or I'm gonna do it myself.
Okay, so like a regular Tuesday.
I just think to Clara specifically. Say if you see any tentacles, just don't let them wrap around your head.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I've never had a tentacle on my head. I don't think that'll feel very good.
Don't let it happen
anyway.
today.
Okay, deal. Yeah. Good advice. Thank you.
And I just sink back into the cart, and I'm just like, just staring off. I'm just staring.
Or just disassociated.
Yeah.
Everybody's out of it.
Loon will put a hand on Raleigh's shoulder and just go, I don't know what this means to you. I don't know if you've been here before with this whole situation against this creature, this monster, whatever it means. Remember your training. And then that's all I'll say.
I'm remembering it.
You'll remember. Trust it.
I'm gonna look around it. Can I actually this isn't where I trained, right? I haven't been here before. Okay, good. So I'm just gonna no, I haven't been here. Not here specifically. It's okay.
Mentally?
Yeah, I've definitely mentally been here before. I got my training in mind.
When we're in situations like this, Raleigh, your ability to fight sinks back to your training. Remember your training. And that's it. And then I'll just hand on hilt, hand on
I'm just
miss.
gonna look I guess that would be applicable. Fair enough. If that works, it works. I still look like we're all gonna fucking die. I still don't look confident.
Lewin doesn't know what we're heading towards in its fullness. So Lewin's just getting ready to mental visor of just battle readiness is just going on.
Yeah.
Clara's the exact opposite. Clara's like, I'm so excited to learn new things.
Oh.
She's purposely sitting at the front of the car, little claws and wings up top, just taking in the sights.
Don't tell him that.
Guessing as an Asgardian, I know what mind flayers are, being close to kind of space. So I'm just going to say, you need to be a master of your mind. These things will take control of you. If they do get a hold of you, you better fight your damnedest to get out of its grasp. And I say that with utmost stern voice. Do not let it get a hold of you by any means necessary.
My spine is gonna straighten. I'm gonna be like,
The most happiest Disneyland ride of all time.
this is the worst teacup ever.
So as you're all saying that, it's a small world after all, starts to go forward into the dark shadow. You catch glimpses of some things as this mine track is kind of giving you the tour of this abandoned lower regions of the mine shaft. You pass by one sort of empty room, cavern. Inside, you see, inside the sparse cavern contains a statue of what looks like a heroic dwarf wearing ceremonial armor, but the monument is broken into large chunks. The statue's decapitated head is lying on the floor. Scrawled in the statue's base is a strange symbol of some kind, and you see smears of dark, strange, dripping fluid mar the iconography. You start to... And that's around, if you look on the map, that's around here. Moving past this area on the opposite side of it, you smell the acrid scent of sewage that burns your senses. The tunnel opens and you see a cavern flooded with wastewater. Dripping stalactites partially obscure a lumbering mass of black chitin and translucent pale skin lapping up the sewage hungrily. Some sort of creature, translucent beast, is inside of the sewage water as you pass by. You look up at the stalagmites and you see these weird crystalline mini little snake-like things with bird beaks that are known as gricks from above. Seemingly don't notice you at all. These just seem to be naturalistic creatures that have just called certain parts of this underground mine their home. As the track continues going through here and around the bend over on that region, you can see stacks of crates fill that chamber. Some are half covered with dusty tarps that barely hide the ore within, while others are nailed shut. The creak of metal echoes from a conveyor of buckets that run from the floor of the cavern to a hole near the ceiling. A set of minecart tracks pass through here into the northwest end of the cavern. And you can see a massive conical iron drill, its insides roaring alight with blazing red fire. That just seems to be doing its own thing here, moving about. And as your cart kind of goes around into this darkened area over here, you see Rocks and Blob going like,
No.
and the cart starts to move around the corner. And he starts to dart off. Do the rest of you proceed?
Yes, he told us to follow.
Yep.
I go begrudgingly.
Okay. So this is the rest of the map that you see. So this is the walkway that they spoke of. So right now, you guys would be right in this corner here. And it's saying,
Jump.
and as the carts kind of move their way forward along the tracks, you see what look like to be ancient zombies, but not zombies. They're not technically zombies, but they're some sort of undead of some kind, remnants of the old residents of this dwarven mine. Some are fairly big and tall, others short and stocky. As the mine shafts kind of rocket past forward and hit the end of the shaft, they all just go and just start to rush over this way, giving you a temporary opening to make it for the walkway as Blob and Rocks here start to rocket forward. Do you follow?
I guess so.
Run! Run! Oh my god! Like, I'm starting to freak out. And I start running.
Do you all want to, and you could say you did that maybe under your breath, do you want to go stealthily or do you want to just like, and go fast?
I'm going fast.
Fast as fuck. We're getting out of here. I guess we're going fast.
Oh, boy. All right. Everyone make me athletics checks at advantage.
Can Clara fly?
Yes.
Clara's flying.
That is a 20.
Nice.
Torben,
22.
no!
22. We're fast as hell.
15 though.
16.
That's a 20 again. I don't even know what's happening. This is like
7 20s tonight.
That's insane.
I have no so it's 27.
I should, you know, maybe something is watching down on us tonight. Maybe it was the sun, the moon, I don't know.
The eclipse.
It was the eclipse.
Okay, so as you all are starting to make your way down this walkway here, you all rush out. Go! Oh, shit. You see these, like, undead, decayed creatures get distracted from the mine carts racing through. You all start to run down here, one at a time. The doors open up. As Rox and Blob open these places up, we're going to move you guys next map.
So many maps in one day.
Okay, I think that was all of you. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Just making sure I got all the right places here. Okay. So the doors open up to another elevator shaft that goes even lower than where you guys are currently.
It's a long way out.
Okay, got those guys there. Did I grab everybody? Do. I think I got you guys. Okay. Okay. So as you start to descend lower into even lower depths of the mining shaft, the doors open. This more ornate landing pad is open to you, carved in delicate stone and slabbed rock. It's not metallic, but like ancient, like stonework that's now dipping further and further into the recesses of this mine. Rox has that same sort of crystal shard that seems to be powering certain things down here. Puts into a slot, start to descend further and further down. And as you look over to your left on the Roll20 map, should be able to see it.
I think you
Oh
missed
my.
grabbing Torben.
Oh, I missed Torben. Torben, no. Where's old Torby?
He's on the bridge still.
I'm on the bridge.
On the bridge. I don't see him.
Oh, that is a unicorn, man.
Layers.
Okay, I will find you, Torben. I am so sorry. 1 second. I had you here, and then you disappeared.
Yeah, from our view, he's still just like in the very middle of the bridge.
I
Oh, he's
put him
gone
back.
now.
I put him over.
There you go. We're good.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Yeah. So as this this area opens up to you here, the doors of the lift open to reveal a massive sanctum built of obsidian stone. 2 waterfalls of lava cascade down either side of the sanctum's entrance, casting eerie light on the vaulted ceiling. At the opposite end of the sanctum looms a towering statue of a dwarven woman. Cracks race along her arms, and half her face is smashed. But the faint image of a kindly smile remains. So this entire sanctum is made of polished obsidian stone with vaulted ceilings that are about 20 feet high. And standing on the mezzanine behind the statue is a particularly tall, slim, but very athletic goblin. The figure is taller and broader than any goblins you've ever encountered. And as the figure kind of turns around, this light gray tunic that kind of covers the chest and goes down below the waistline with a leather belt cinched in with chainmail that kind of juts out from the shoulder and cuts off along at the bicep. Chainmail skirt comes down to like mid-thigh high. Dark, scraggly, thin hair flowing from the back. Long, pointed green ears on either side. This iridescent green glow kind of emanating from the top of the mezzanine. There's wraps around the shins. 2 broken leather gloves on either side of the arm. Holding a scimitar with a golden and bronzed handle. And the scimitar's blade is chipped and old and ancient, but glowing green as well. Particular veins are protruding from behind on the calf muscles and down at the very muscular arm set of this thinner goblin. And the pulsing of the green liquid through the veins kind of coming upward. The shining light comes from the top of the goblin's head. Seeming cracking their neck.
Ah, accident here. Thanks. The mysterious gods above has blessed us this day. We thought you'd be busy connecting to the overlords. Well, we have some treats here for you. Blob here has commanded a very impressive force that wants to join the cause, Roxaphin. They've come to give tribute. They've come to give an obelisk shard to the voices above and for you to collect once more. Please, Roxaphin, tell us. Show us what gifts have been bestowed upon you. Everybody bow down.
And like Rox kind of looks over to you all to take a knee. As this figure is kind of standing, kind of juddering and cracking their bones every so often. Kind of looks around, and teeth are cluttered and sharp. The jaw has strands of spit that elongate and fall down to the side as Ruxathid kind of snaps their jaw back into place. The muscles tight and sinewy. Eyes bright green, the brightest you've seen in this group of goblins, and this tall protruding shard coming out of their forehead, embedded deep into their skin and flesh. Whatever wound had been protruded there as the crystal entered their cranium is no longer visible. It is healed, sealed within the crystal shard itself. And Ruxathid just kind of looks down at all of you as green light pulses from their chest and races down to the massive dwarven statue underneath. Like a parasite, the light burrows into the statue's shattered face, seeping through its cracks. Takes one step forward.
Oh, what do we have here?
Just waits for an answer.
While all this was going on and we were getting our bearings, I'm going to telepathically to Hermitha specifically. How much do we say here?
Back to Clara, I'll just say, only what we already have.
Yeah.
And I'll look at the party, and then I'll look at this being. I know Torben wants to say something, but I say, we have come to pay tribute and to return this stone and to learn your ways, if that would be amenable. And I kind of look back at y'all wild-eyed, like,
I'm gonna look at Rala specifically and see what she's looking like right now.
I'm looking like
worse. Has she gotten worse, or yeah?
Yeah, that headache is throbbing and just filled with pain. The reaction that's in this room is the worst that it's been.
I'm like assuming this is where it's coming from. Okay, yeah.
Now, how do they respond to what Hermita said?
Militia to collect. Lovely. Please, bring it forward. Let me get a good look at what you have brought.
Clara will pull it out and hand it to one of the goblins, trying not to go any closer, like head bowed, not making eye contact.
Do you give it to Blob or do you give it to Rox?
No.
Do either of them reach out for it initially?
You kind of out of you have it out of your pack and you're looking at them both and they're just like just like not speaking unless spoken to kind of thing right now in front of their superior.
I'll give it I'll kind of more in the direction of Blob. He's, dear leader, please take this from us.
Okay.
You got this.
I stop Blob. I assume we give it to Blob, correct?
Yeah.
If Blob moves forward, I want to stop Blob and say, oh, well, we do not want to assume any reward, but we seek knowledge. And before we partake in this very, very divine blessing, we would like to know more. Who or what god do you speak to? What is your plan for this stone?
Make me a persuasion check.
Nice.
I'll do it at advantage with everybody here.
Thank God. Okay, that was an 8 on the die. Oh, but that was a 19. Awesome. With +5, so 19. 24.
As you stop Blob and look ahead, Ruxatid looks down on you.
Tis divine intervention, you see. This place, long abandoned, remnants of horrible fate to those who dwelled here before. And now, through providence and chosen fates and paths, we are the conduit to those who speak to us from beyond. The
voices in the dark. Would you like to hear them? You like to hear them speak?
Corbin's gonna
Shine
sneakily
the
drink that
divine
potion.
light onto you as well.
As they say this, I take quick glances around the room. I don't answer them right away, but I start to see if I can just seep in what's actually here. Any symbols?
Yeah, make me a perception check or investigation.
Just
Let's
drinking that potion right
do-
now. Sneakily.
Nice.
I
That was a
can't-
22.
I don't want to hear voices, thank you.
22. Again, with your background of a higher education and the upbringing you had to pay attention to history and things long gone, you look around and this appears to have been some sort of sacred hall. Might have been at one point maybe a place of rest, rejuvenation, and safety for the dwarves and places alike. But now, this place of rest and relaxation and community and harmony is now perverted, twisted for someone's own malevolent designs.
I cannot reject a lesson from such as yourself. And I just, in my head, I say this place seems it could be desecrated. And I say, please prepare yourselves, friends.
You
Is
then
there,
Hmm?
sorry, just with Hermitha saying that, is there any signs here to any known religions that Clara might have come into contact with, specifically focusing on that word desecration?
Looking for any signs of religious connections or what the desecration could mean to this place?
Yeah, they said that there was gods here and there was these voices to the darkness, and now Hermitha says, there's signs of desecration. Does this sound like something I've seen before, had heard of?
Yeah, roll me history or religion.
7 history.
Yeah. No outright religious practices come to you. You're privy, though, to what has come through here at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Mindfulness.
Did the zombie not zombies seem to have any type of cranial wounds that would indicate a fate similar to the skeletons befell them?
Not that you could see.
Okay,
You would have had to get a closer look.
that's fine.
You know, as a general thing of knowledge, even most common people would know that mind flayers come from a place called the Far Realm. And that the Far Realm has sickening and twisted reactions and repercussions when those Denzians and realms contact into our own, almost like being near a nuclear power plant. Mutations, perversions, things start to mix and it doesn't turn out well for most people. But why they were here and what their purpose was here, you have no idea currently. Sorry, Torben.
I'll take a quick look at that little unique little magic item. Is it doing anything that was on the belt?
Which one?
It was a little unknown object that was hanging on by threads.
Oh, no, there was the 2 potions of greater healing and the potion of psionic those were the 3 potions that you saw. Those are the ones that were hanging on by a thread.
Oh, I thought there was another object that was just hanging there. Anyway, sorry.
Before I let Blob continue, I look back at Torben quickly. And I just make eyes. Like, it's almost like, is this okay? I do say it in my head. I do remember. Should I let them go?
I'll quickly say, remember when the goblin said that that was the biggest shard they've ever seen? I don't think they should have it. Really
Thank
don't think
you.
they should have it.
Thank you for that knowledge. We would like more. And I kind of say, y'all need to figure out what to do right now because I'm going to stall as long as possible.
Torben will rage.
Oh God.
And he's going to shoulder check the leader goblin into the water.
Make me an athletics check. At advantage.
Lava, correct? Not
It
water.
is.
Lava. Okay.
Steam is rising and heat is accelerated.
21.
Huge elbow cracks into the goblin rocks as they blue fire starts to erupt around them as they start to gurgle and skin melts into the blue lava underneath. What do you want to do? You've got
I
moments.
snatched the
seconds.
stone.
Okay.
Torben will run towards the front of the group, positioning himself in front.
I'm just gonna ready my shit. I'm just gonna like have my weapon, like my staff out.
Okay.
Lumen's going to run into Blob, tackle him and grapple him and hold him still.
Okay.
And tell him, you have to let us take control of this right now, dear friend.
What was happening? No!
And he looks over.
I'm sorry.
No! Get me!
I'll put him into an else and just.
Do you want to knock him out?
Is that possible? Can I unconscious, just non-lethal?
He's got some hit points, but I'll give you a surprise hit.
Okay.
And we'll decide what happens with all this when we come back next session.
No!
Ah,
Because that's the end, my friends.
I
for
fucking
today.
knew it. I was like, there's no way he's doing combat at this time. Fuck.
Well, everybody, that is all we have time for
Oh
tonight.
my god. Oh my god. We're just flying into. We're just going for it. That's.
War of the Realms.
I don't know what that guy did. I don't know what that dude did.
at all.
He
Ow.
was.
Bro did nothing.
He
Hope
was
you all
leading
had a
us
great
as servants to
It was
the
great.
freaking guy, and that guy was twitching out in a way that I did not like. We're gonna give him a huge object, and that is not okay. So
Go ahead, Kevin.
frick that guy. Frick that guy into the steam water. Let him burn. Let him drown. We're gonna smash this unicorn, motherfucker.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's all for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for
Shit.
joining us. I hope you had a great time. I had that was one of my favorite episodes to date. So
Ugh.
thank you guys all so
I'm
much.
sure.
Be sure to tune in for the next session because you are not gonna want to miss what the F goes down for these folks.
Hammer.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, my awesome players. Have a great night, everybody. See you in the next War of the Realms. Bye-bye.